Hey guys, it is me, Phoenix. We are going to do a general read to see what your energy is. Please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified when I post a new video. Remember, red hearts, you made it through. Purple hearts, it resonates. Green hearts, you're working on it. Yellow hearts, you rock on me. Got my six, meaning have my back because I have yours. There is some type of awareness, contemplation, and you waiting on a situation to either change or to hear some information from. Um, and that is where we probably all are in a situation to where we don't want to be too impatient. We don't want to rush things, but we also want to know the outcome of a situation. And so you've been contemplating on what to do in the process of that. The Mystic Forest Oracle is to give us what we need to be focusing on and what it is when it comes to our intuition and what it is, the message that we need to know. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to you. Look at that solitude. And this is where you are. You're in solitude. You're in complete solitude. You have gotten to this point of life where you're just like, you've been working so hard to have an outcome, or you've been trying to be patient about certain situations, and the universe is telling you, you will get there. That solitude that you have right now, it's because you're trying to stay true to yourself. You're trying not to use negative energy. You're trying not to be around any negative energy, and you're trying not to judge certain situations when it comes to waiting and contemplating, because you are aware of what your voice and what your words could be. Three of Wands energy. Yeah. So the Three of Wands is you seeing things and looking ahead, and also there's some type of growth in the situation that you're waiting for. And so at this point, stand true to yourself. I'll read the cards of you'll get there. It says you can't force flowers to grow or plants to sprout. Be patient and respect that everything happens in its own way and time. And that is kind of when we get to a situation to where we start to feel like we're not staying true to ourselves, or that our energy is starting to change. And we used to make decisions in regards to anger, out of anger, and we're trying to stay true to our happy, loving, understanding self. But sometimes when we wait too long, when we wait for change, or when we wait for someone, or when we wait for certain things, we turn around and we stop staying true to ourselves. That's just how it is. It's right there in the cards. It says the need for validation from others is an illusion. You are not responsible for how others perceive you, but it is your responsibility to stay true to yourself. And in the process of staying true to yourself, it comes with a price. That price is us being empathetic and having an empathetic nature, that everything is going to be okay. But the conflicts and the things that you try to do to stay happy for someone else, the Five of Wands energy is just letting you know that there's disagreements, there's all types of competition. This person right here is playing video games with a certain spouse or some type of person in their lives. And the thing is that when it comes to knowing that everything is going to be all right. See, look at this card. Look at these cards. In these cards, it shows King of Cups, somebody that's empathetic, that understands that things happen for a reason. There's two cards in here. Understanding. Yeah, look at that. The Queen of Wands energy. Wow. So the Queen of Wands energy is being confident in a situation, but staying true to yourself is also who you are as being confident. But you'll get there at some point. But if you understand that the universe has you, no matter the storms that you go through, the empathetic nature of the King of Cups, somebody has emotional control and balance. See, the contemplation, this is where you start to get edgy and start to feel some type of way, and you have to contemplate where you are. Yeah, throughout the bad news, the good news, and things like that, you're going to get all types of news. You're going to feel some type of way. You're going to go into solitude. That bad news will stop you from what you've been trying to focus on and trying to fight for. And so, therefore, you have to understand that you will get there. You cannot force things. You have to stay true to who you are and understand that that's your responsibility. The only responsibility for us as cancers is to stay true to ourselves, because our confidence, Queen of Wands energy, comes with having the courage and the passion and the desire to go after the things that you want. And again, the solitude is where you have to go into so that you won't make decisions based upon how somebody feels about you could be waiting for a situation to change. You could be patient about a situation, but yet and still somebody could be like, Cancer is this way because she's waiting for this person to do this, or whatever the situation may be. And you're just like, no, I'm staying true to myself and what I believe, my ideals, my love, the way that I'm empathetic, the things like that. And to some people, it might seem like you're just, um, uh, what is it? Always going with the flow and never really having the outcome that you want to have. But your gifts are different from everyone else's, and the reason why I say that is because we the universe finds ways to bless us out of every situation. We're blessed, and the thing is that when we start to look at how somebody perceives us and how claircognizance, and channeling, yeah. When we start to look at things from a perspective of how somebody else sees us, we start to channel different energy. And that's when we get into our Queen of Swords energy. And so that's not what we want to do. So the channeling says you're being called to download and deliver messages from the spirit realm. You hear my phone ringing? From the spirit realm. It says you're being called to download and deliver messages from the spirit realm to bring closure, healing, and peace. And that is what you do for every person, every situation, no matter who it is, and that is who you are. It says you're being called to explore and tune into your gut instincts when you just know but not sure how you do share that wisdom. And that is where you're trying to stay true to yourself by not allowing things to distract you from what you decided, like not letting news, people's opinions decide or distract you from what your ultimate goal is. And that's sometimes the conflict that you have in your head, because you could start to take things personally. That's the reason why I tell you guys, listen to the Game of Life and How to Play, and also the Four Agreements, because if you understand those things and the 48 Laws of Power, but the Game of Life and How to Play It, and Your Word is Your Wand by Florence Scovel Shinn, and what is it? The Word is Your Wand and the Power. Oh, I can't think of the other one. But anyway, basically, go Google Florence Scovel Shinn. I have links in my bio description if you want to do that. But this is who you are, and stand true to yourself. You're going to always find shelter as long as you keep giving that information and giving that good energy, no matter what news comes your way. No matter how much you pull your energy back, being a crab, going into your shell, or going into hermit mode, the awareness of why you started to do this, and you contemplating why it's not easy for you just to accept somebody else's opinion of what they expect you to do, is why it was where the conflict comes in at, if that makes sense. And so at some point you have to be able to realize that, my empathetic nature, me having control over my emotions and what I believe, and the confidence that I have in the universe, is why you'll always find shelter. I'm going to clarify, you'll always find shelter. You'll always find shelter in aspects of you understanding and just staying the course. And sometimes it's longer. Sometimes it can take longer. We don't have any pinnacles out yet. But the thing is, the tower. You'll always find shelter when it comes to tower moments, when it comes to endings that bring new beginning. The tower energy says, embrace change and let go of what no longer. No. That's the death energy. The tower energy, I'm looking at it. Oh, sometimes you need to tear down the limiting structures you built for yourself to move forward, rebuild better, stronger, and wiser. And that's the reason why you are letting go of things, because you'll always find shelter. In regards to the King of Cups energy, the King of Cups energy comes out because you'll always find shelter in the process of you having it storming, and your shelter, it makes you so happy that you could just put a coat over and save the dogs that's gonna drown in the puddle or something like that. Like, you'll always find that shelter that you need. But that's the realization, judgment energy of the awareness that you have. And while you're waiting for this to happen, you want it to be naturally. You want to be naturally blessed. You don't want the conflicts to start and bring that garbage pail kid out that you can be, or that Sour Patch Kid that you have and the Queen of Swords energy, that you will be blunt. You will start to say things and not care about anybody else. You want to keep having that empathetic nature. I'm going to show you this card. When it comes to Page of Swords, having clarity of why the conflicts are coming there. We're going to clarify the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords comes with the Eight of Pentacles energy. 8 years you've been working towards a goal. You've been staying patient, being, contemplating what you should do moving forward, and trying to stay true to yourself in the process of knowing that you will get there. You will always find shelter in the process of certain situations, and trying to be confident in that same energy, because there's growth there. There's growth in the lessons that you have to learn in regards to listening to the universe, and listening to and telling the wisdom, telling the stories that you need to have, being tough, being ambitious, knowing what you want, and going after it in a single-minded determination, which is the King of Swords energy, but also endings. I said the death energies, death. It says embrace change and let go of what no longer serves you. Death isn't the end; it's a transformation that brings new beginnings. The new beginnings are why you stay true to who you are, and also the Six of Swords. It's telling you to walk away from things that no longer serve you. And that's what you have to do when it comes to the Six of Swords. I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Life is not about the journey." Excuse me, life is about the journey, not the destination. Chart your course and trust that better times are ahead. And so it's about ending things so that you can find shelter in regards to the lessons of the universe. Remember, no man is your enemy, no man is your friend. Every man is your teacher. The devil energy. The devil energy is the toxic behaviors. The devil energy is also you understanding that when it comes to you being aware of the toxicities that come in your life, that can be in your life, that makes you recognize as your weaknesses, and understanding why the energies of people's bad negative energy, the people's bad negative energies can affect how you think. But if you are contemplating why you're doing this and not really staying true to what your goals were in the beginning, the awareness, the realization of the judgment of your and having emotional control will keep you in the present moment and not looking at the past, which causes fear, and the future, which causes anxiety. You will be in this energy of just constantly steady working on what it is that you started to by staying true to yourself. 8 years you've been going through a situation where you should have ended things, but you let it end naturally, and you started to channel a different type of energy and not really focus on the toxicities that come around that situation, but it just staying in regards to where you are mentally, physically, and emotionally, if that makes sense. And so at some point you have to constantly find situations to where you're uplifting yourself, you're looking at certain things. I told my son the other day that what keeps me grounded is weird things, me reading my signs, me understanding that I got to this situation and I'm in this situation because these are the messages that people need to hear, that people sometimes don't hear from their friends, their family members, because nobody really thinks like we do. And that's why I created this channel for cancers exclusively, so that we can understand that we understand each other. And it's a weird thing when it comes to how cancers operate and the energies that we that we have. But there are some toxic cancers, don't get me wrong, and we can be toxic whether we're good or not. In a situation of healing, we have ways of hurting people by getting into a situation to where we're allowing somebody else's opinions of us to get the best of us, or we're allowing the actions of others to get the best of us. And so that's the reason why, if you know how to get into a point to where you're grounding yourself, then that is the best thing that can happen to you as being a Cancer. You learn how to maneuver and to move forward in life without letting the world affect your energy or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get one more message, and then we're going to end this, because I believe like this is a really good reading so far, because we're staying true to who we are. We're staying true, the awareness that we have, the realization, yes, surrender and individuality, exactly, and the efforts that you put in. We have card number 1391 and 11. So individuality, you are staying true to who you are. And that's what the universe wants you to do. But you have to surrender to the messages that are supposed to be given out. You're channeling things. It's for healing. It's for peace. And it's sometimes to be other people's peace. And the effort that you put into certain situations are a lot of why you contemplate certain things. Like, why am I giving somebody who is very toxic to me my time and energy? But it's not necessarily that you're giving it to them. It's that you're finding patience within the situation of why you felt the way that you did in the beginning. So trust me, you'll get there. If you stay true to yourself, you'll get to where you need to be. And sometimes the universe has a funny way of working. The universe will send somebody to you who is your like kind. And sometimes the person that we're waiting for isn't that same energy. It isn't that same energy. It's not that same individual. And you sometimes find like, dang, I waited all this year, but all this time, but the time that you waited, and because it's a full moon, I'm going to go ahead and pull this card deck. But the time that you waited was so that you could preserve yourself for the right person, for the right situation, and go from there, And so that is kind of how I see that energy. You have to be the one to understand that you are in control of this 11th house. Yeah, it says friendships, group creativity, community, humanity, hope, tribe, festivals, discoveries, common goals, startups, rebellions, experiments, and the future. It says the edge. You're in control of your 11th house. You just have to know how to structure it and how to work on yourself. And also, when it comes to finances, the second house. We're not materialistic. However, we're able to be able to have our cake and eat it too. It just depends on how we want to eat. We can eat by giving it out to other people, and that's the feeling that you want out of a certain situation, to make sure that somebody else is okay. But once we get into a point to realize that it's a time and a place for everything, that things have to end, and it's not a bad thing. It's just that you have to be able to surrender to the universe and to what your original cause was, and that's the effort that we put in to understanding that one day we will get there. 8 years down the line, this person will really see. And sometimes if you have to remove yourself out of an energy that's toxic, they will be able to see exactly what it is. And the second house is material world, possessions, finance, talent, values, solidity. Sorry. Did I say that right? Yeah, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit scores, securities, and aesthetics. So this is what we work on in the process of us being around toxic things. It's not that we're working on the material part of it. It's that we know that it's going to come to us no matter what we do. And we know that we can give it freely without expecting it in return from that exact person. If we start to expect it in return, what we end up doing is um, causing more pain to us and causing more harm to the point of why we started in the beginning, if that makes sense. That just kind of came out with there. So I believe that it's you staying true to yourself, and that's the reason why you know that you're going to get there. I'm going to pull from the four agreements. I'm going to pull from the four. Oh, it came out. Don't take anything personal. Exactly. I'm going to pull from the four agreements, and then I'll pull from the crystal, or I did pull from the four agreements. There you have it. Hold on. I pulled from the four agreements, and now I'm pulling from the crystal deck. If you want to know my perspective on the four agreements and the crystal deck, which focuses on the chakras, I'll put the link up above at the end of the video. But yeah, you just need to know that why you're doing it, why you started, and not let anything distract you in the process, to know that everything will happen when it's time by divine right, but focusing on seeing what you really want, and also your third eye chakra, trusting in your abilities and your intuition, is why you cannot take anything from yourself you cannot take anything personal from other people's opinions of, and also the time that it's taken for you to get to this point of you knowing that you're an asset, not a liability. And that's where your edginess comes in at, because it has nothing to do with the money. It just knows that the universe is going to constantly bless you if you take control of your 11th house. And that's when it comes to the future endeavors and the things that you need to do moving forward. And that's where your awareness comes in at. So don't take anything personal. Refuse to eat emotional poison. It says taking things personally makes you prey for predators. They can hook your attention with one little opinion and feed you whatever poison they want. Refuse to eat the poison. And that's where the toxic energy comes in at. If you're constantly listening to the toxic people saying that you're crazy for this, you're crazy for that, and you don't do it this way, you're never going to really get to this point of growth and understanding Ace of Pentacles energy of the opportunities that are in your life, and you being able to manifest. Because as soon as you start to get to a point, you start to contemplate Seven of Wands energy, you start to contemplate where you are, and you start to be defensive on certain situations. And if you just be patient, Four Cups energy, and you be patient, and you understand that with clarity, the Two of Swords energy, and you being able to make decisions based upon, and these are the tough decisions in life, you'll be victorious, and you'll learn to work with people that complete you and not deplete you. Three of Pentacles energy, but that all comes with balance and understanding that there are decisions, the Two of Wands energy, there's the decisions that you have to make when it comes to pulling back your energy, Hermit energy, and also the insecurities that certain situations cause you. But that all comes with you overthinking, and also, again, making sure that when it comes to the Page of Cups energy, whatever you dream about, you can have, but you have to trust in your intuition. And if you don't trust into your intuition, what happens is that you start to feel like everybody is stabbing you in the back, and you start to also feel like, it's like you have to end things in the Queen of Swords energy, and that's the completion that happens. And then you never really learn the lesson if you don't surrender to the universe and understand the toxicities of certain situations. So again, refuse to eat the emotional poison. Stay true to who you are and understand that you will get there eventually. The blue kyanite is the third eye chakra, communication, psychic abilities, and balance. It said it all in that situation. It says, I easily receive all forms of communication that are for the highest good. And that is what you're going to understand. If you go and focus on these certain situations and just stay true to who you are as an individual, not as a cohesive unit, you have to be able to lead yourself down any path that you want to go onto. If you feel like 8 years is not long enough and the effort that you're going to put into making a certain situation better, that's up to you. Nobody is walking in your shoes. The only person that can do anything for yourself is you. And again, you cannot drink the emotional poisons of everybody else's opinions. And sometimes it's just certain situations that you're not going to be able to help, but you have to be able to trust in your situation or trust in your intuition to be able to understand that you are an asset, not a liability. And so you cannot give your assets out and not have the certain friendships that are toxic. And that is where the universe is here. So let's go ahead and let this old energy go. I now let go of worn out conditions of lack, doubt, hate, negativity, procrastination, stagnation, sadness, generational curses, debt, bad energies, heartbreak, bad health, and addictions. Remember, addictions can be to a person, place, thing, or a situation. I love you guys.